Will Smith now has passed on a couple really good gigs for ones that weren't really good gigs. Remember, he did that movie Wild Wild West. It was kind of one of his first stink bombs when he was doing everything right, like Independence Day. And then you're like, oh, well, I guess he missed. Well, I think it was The Matrix that he passed on for that. He was going to get the role of Neo, which they went on to make two other movies on that. And it was a huge franchise and regarded as one of the best sci-fi movies of all time. He said, nah. And then the movie Inception, they came to him, and he really didn't get that one either.
I don't think I've ever even said it publicly before. And I'm going to say it now because we're opening up to one another.
Yeah.
Chris Nolan brought me Inception first, and I didn't get it.
He didn't get it or he didn't want it. Now, I don't know if that was something where I think he elaborated a bit and said he didn't really get the concept of the movie because it's was
tricky.
Yeah, it is.
He said that the alternate reality movies don't pitch well in meetings.
Okay.
It's confusing.
He didn't get it, but Leo DiCaprio did get it and said, yeah, I'll play the role of Dom Cobb. That seems like a good thing for me.
I think he did get it, and they went to a couple different people, then they finally landed on Leo.
Okay.
I think Leo was their third choice.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing how he seems to pick up pretty good movies. Now, on this list of actors that have passed on other movies for ones, Leo has one. He could have been in Boogie Nights,
Wow.
Yeah, but what did he do instead?
Titanic.
I think he's cool.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, that's his big whiff. And it's not really even a whiff. It's like, no, you still made the right choice.
No, Titanic made more money than Boogie Nights.
Yeah. Will Smith passing on both The Matrix and Inception. Where would his career be had he have gone that way? Because it has cooled a bit. Remember, he was in every big blockbuster. In fact, I remember 4th of July weekend was Will Smith weekend.
It cooled because he got slappy.
Yeah.
It didn't get cool because of his choices. He was still making good choices till he slapped somebody.
Now, Bad Boys, the last one, did very well. That was after the slap.
Yeah, he still got it. He can still make a good movie.
You could argue that people want to see that for the franchise and not the man.
Exactly.
Yeah, and keep in mind, that's a franchise that he started in the 90s when he was making the right choices and doing the right movies, and it's just something that's carried on.
He's not making the right choices now. I don't know if you've seen his latest music video. I Like Pretty Girls.
Yeah.
I like pretty girls.
Songs rough and the videos might be rough.
It's not good.
There are people that are out there on the internets that are claiming that song is just trying to convince us that he's straight because he's not.
It does not at all help. If he's trying to make the straight persona, this video, I don't think it helps. It's like, well, who are you trying to convince, Will?
Yeah.
That's the thing. People are like, okay, Will, whatever you say.
So which actor do you think blew it worse? We got Will Smith not taking The Matrix and Inception. Burt Reynolds declined the role of Han Solo in Star Wars.
That would be interesting to see. Do you think Burt Reynolds could have pulled that off?
He could have. Yeah, I think he could have. I think he'd have been good in it. I think that Harrison Ford would have been better if you'd have taken Burt's best work. I think it still was best for Star Wars that they got who they got. But yeah, I think Burt Reynolds could have pulled it off. That would have worked. That's a big one to whiff on.
That kind of is a big one to whiff on because I know he had a big career, but it too cooled in the 80s.
Yeah. We were actually, oddly enough, having a conversation about Tom Selleck the other day about where his career went. He was a huge TV star back in the 80s on this show called Magnum P.I., and we'd always kind of wondered why he didn't do much in movies. His big launch was this movie called Quigley Down Under, was supposed to be kind of his big foray into movies, and you've seen that. George Clooney had that. Remember, he was a TV star in the 90s before he started doing movies, and now you forget, like, oh yeah, he was on TV.
That's right.
Could have been the same way with Tom Selleck, but I guess Magnum P.I. had him locked down, and he was given the role of Indiana Jones.
Oh my gosh. Now that is the one that keeps you up at night.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones or Magnum P.I., I'm sorry, you want Indy.
He's got to be kicking himself because it would have been probably a good time. I'm not sure how much longer Magnum P.I. went on after that movie came out. 'Cause I think you're talking about 83, 84, somewhere around there. But if he would have made that switch, who knows? We would be thinking of Tom Selleck possibly like we think of George Clooney.
Was it even his choice?
It
Because
wasn't.
if he was under contract for Magnum PI, he didn't have the option to do a movie project if they said you can't do a movie
Probably
project.
signed a bad contract with whoever's CBS. I know it ran on CBS, but whoever he did a contract
Magnum
with.
PI was a beast.
It was.
And I'm
was.
sure they paid him handsomely. And I'm sure when he signed that deal, he was like, okay, this is as good as it gets.
That ain't Indiana Jones money.
It isn't. No, you're right. Yeah, what he would have made for, and they did 3 or 5?
Yeah, they did a lot
now
of them.
5 now, I think. When you think about the more recent ones, I mean, that's a pretty good franchise that he passed on.
You got to have a crystal ball, though, to be able
I
to see
know.
that that's coming down the pike.
Right.
When he signed that Magnum PI deal, he was probably like, this is sweet. Yeah.
He did do a movie after Magnum PI called Innocent Man. Now, nobody really knows this movie. I made Denny's watch it when we got fired in Miami.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's very low budget. And you go, Indiana Jones, Innocent Man.
And it's possible, too, that he just wouldn't be able to pull it off, you know? Not everybody is, you know, a A-level actor.
Harrison Ford is next level, man.
He is, yeah. He's an A-level actor. Jack Nicholson passed on the role of Michael Corleone in The Godfather.
I think he even recommended Al Pacino for it.
It's a good call, and he might have seen it. Look, it might have worked, but Al Pacino's much better for Michael Corleone than Jack Nicholson, and it's not taking anything away from Jack Nicholson.
Right.
That's what Jack says. Like, I think this should go to an Italian person.
Yeah, he's right.
He's absolutely right.
He's right. He could have played the consigliere that was in that movie, but
Yeah.
that would have worked. Michelle Pfeiffer, she declined the role of Clarice Starling from The Silence of the Lambs.
Clarice.
Clarice, put the lotion in the basket.
So many lambs, Clarice.
Now, you could say that was a big whiff, and they didn't do bad with Jodie Foster because she won an Oscar for her portrayal of Clarice. So,
And to me, that means Jodie Foster brought something to that character. I don't know if everyone's going to win an Oscar if they do that role.
You watch Jodie Foster and you forget you're watching somebody act. Like, that's how good she is.
well, it felt believable. And this is, you know, really no offense to either, but Michelle Pfeiffer was next level gorgeous.
Right.
In a sense, I feel like the role of Clarice Starling, Jodie Foster fit that because you might not have gotten over how good looking Michelle Pfeiffer is to even be like, can the guy in the mask stop talking? You know?
You're right. Clarice needed to look a little homely.
Well, yeah. You know, she just didn't need to be, I'm so hot that.
Well, I don't think Clarice was homely.
No.
She's no Michelle Pfeiffer.
But she's not homely.
No, not at all. No. It made it more believable, though.
Homely is such a harsh judgment.
Look,
on
I call it
Clarice.
like I see it. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you.
You call it wrong a lot then.
No, I call it accurate.
She's homely, Cam.
She's homely.
Oh, my God.
Compared to Michelle Pfeiffer,
All right, yeah, you're right. Okay, just say she's right.
I'm right.
It's the best thing to do, Bird. It's the best thing to do.
I'm getting you practiced up for wifing up Honeyface. Just say I'm right.
Okay, let me just say this. We have to have a new show rule, Kevin. Seriously, I don't think you can make this happen. Virginia cannot get this much sleep ever again. She's on a different level today.
We got to find a way to disrupt her sleep. I'm going to send somebody over there with pots and pans and start banging on them outside of her window.
Yeah, let someone interrupt your nap.
Yeah.
See how much energy you got.
This is how we do. It's the KVJ Show.